Steam Next Fest just unleashed a massive wave of new indie demos. I dove in head first, and here are the most unhinged, stylish and promising ones you need to check out. Bloodthief is an ultra-fast first-person melee game built for speedrunners or masochists. It looks like a PS1 dungeon crawler and plays kind of like Ghost Runner or Neon White, but in medieval setting. The goal is to reach the end as fast as possible using every traversal trick you've got. Wall running, sliding, slide jumping and chaining kills, all to keep momentum and high speed. Your health bar, your blood, isn't just health, it fuels your movement. Most parkour moves like sliding or air dashing toward an enemy drain blood. You refill it by killing gods or grabbing blood vials, but it's always ticking down. You either move like a god or bleed out trying. Each level is a short, brutal puzzle, usually over in 30 to 45 seconds if you're doing it right. Every run is a chance to optimize, shave seconds and feel like a speed demon in a medieval meat grinder. Bloodthief is skill-based, savage and addictive as hell. If you like brutal challenges, this one's for you. Uppbeat is what happens when a brick breaker game goes feral. It fuses roguelite, brick breaking with ball fusions and evolutions, base building and even RPG elements. In the demo you can play as one of 3 classes, 2 are locked behind buildings, so you start with 1. Each run begins with a single special ball and a swarm of baby balls you launch at enemies. As you clear waves you gain experience and level up to unlock new ball types, perks and discover new synergies that make your builds more cursed and your attempts increasingly unhinged. To cap it off, a level features 3 bosses. Quite challenging but fun to deal with. Between runs you build your city, plant crops, grow forest, harvest resources and expand your base. Each building improving stats or unlock a new class to help in your attempts. Uppbeat is dangerously addictive with that just one more run grip, and it nails the roguelite loop almost too well. I can't wait to waste hours upon hours in full release. Giggleland is a grotesque psychological horror game set in a crumbling theme park where grinning mascots wants you smiling, even post-mortem. The Steam Next Fest demo Terry's Vegetable Patch is a standalone slice of a full game. You play as Tolly, a girl searching for her dad, trapped inside this abandoned attraction based on a kid's cartoon about vegetables and farming. You'll explore twisted sets uncovering Terry's dark history while solving light puzzles and navigating the park's surreal rotting charm. The tone shifts steadily from cheerful cartoon world into something far more nightmarish. There are also some fun meta gimmicks. For example, the game pulls your Steam avatar along with your friends and pretends to geolocate you. It doesn't affect the story, but it's a sharp little fourth wall jab. Giggleland is bizarre, funny and deeply uncomfortable. If you're into a mascot horror with a psychological twist, you'll want to keep an eye on it. Ratatan is a rhythm-based roguelite action game, clearly inspired by Patapon. If you've played that cult classic, you'll feel right at home. You play as Ratatan, leading a squad of kobolds, tiny fighters who respond to your commands. You issue those commands by tapping out phrases on the beat. Attack, defend, rally the troops or unleash special skills. Every move depends on rhythm and timing. Each run is broken into short sections, and beating one rewards you with loot, choice of upgrades or new allies. Between rounds you'll head to Rataport, a city where you upgrade your Ratatan and kobolds, swap gear and fine-tune your squad. The demo is a little raw, but the core loop is already fun and full of promise. As a long-time Patapon fan, I can't wait to see the full release. Dispatch is a superhero management sim from Adcock Studio, founded by former Telltale folks who brought us The Wolf Among Us and Tales from the Borderlands. You play as Mecha Man, a washed-up mech hero now stuck behind a desk at the superhero dispatch network. Instead of fighting crime, you handle emergency calls and assign missions to a squad of rehabilitating ex-villains. It's kind of Suicide Squad if the mission leader had to fill out insurance forms while handling customer service between disasters from comfy office chairs. The writing is sharp, genuinely funny and quite sweary. And the cast is stacked. Aaron Paul, Laura Bailey, Matthew Mercer to name a few. And it all feels like a high-budget superhero cartoon. Gameplay blends narrative choices with stat-based dispatching. You analyze vague mission briefs, match the right hero to the job and hope it doesn't explode in your face. The demo only covers day 1 on the job, but it already nails the tone, world building and core gameplay loop. No, I'm Not a Human is a paranoid identity horror game set during an apocalypse where the sun is burning the world alive and the only safety lies in the dark. At night, strangers knock on your door begging to come in. Some are kind, some are strange, some feel seriously off, and some of them aren't even human. And it's your job to decide who makes it inside. Each day you interrogate your guests, study their behavior and look for clues. If you think someone is a visitor, a mimic creature that crawled up from beneath the earth wearing a human face, you do what needs to be done. The game takes place entirely in your home, a crumbling, dimly lit space with strong Eastern European vibes. Ancient TV, peeling wallpaper, old furniture and roaches in the fridge deliver the atmosphere perfectly. The art style is haunting, the writing is eerie, and the entire experience feels like a fever dream you can't escape from. No, I'm Not a Human is smart, creepy and deeply unsettling, one of the most original identity horror concepts I've seen in a while. Davy Jones is a pirate action-adventure where you play as Jones, the reanimated body of Captain Davy Jones, accompanied by Davy, his own severed talking head. You're out for revenge against Blackbeard, the treacherous bastard who killed you, with help from your mutinous crew. That means you'll be slicing and dicing your enemies, blasting them with pistol, all while listening to Davy's snarky comments and endless insults. Davy isn't here just for banter though. His head tentacle lets you latch onto objects and enemies to swing around like a cursed pirate Spider-Man. The demo is bare bones, an intro and a single level with boss fight. Models are clearly placeholders, animations are a tad rough around the edges, but the core gameplay shows promise, and the environments already look great with solid art direction. It's still far from finished, but as a lifelong pirate game enjoyer, I'm definitely keeping my eye on this one. Downhill is a narrative-driven pixel art action RPG where you don't just play as hero, you argue with her. You control Fate, a woman descending a cursed mountain to stop the world's slow collapse. But she knows you're there, fully aware her body is no longer her own. You're a separate voice in her head, and the two of you can even chat, but don't always agree. Combat blends hack-and-slash action with clever mechanics. Fate can blink dash through attacks and shift into the night world, a parallel reality where time stops for everyone but her, letting her strike frozen enemies, bypass obstacles and solve environmental puzzles. The morality system lets you unlock abilities from two different skill trees depending on whatever you choose to spare or kill your foes. And death isn't the end. You can resurrect as much as you want, but Fate hates it and looks like there might be severe consequences. Downhill's got strong writing, haunting pixel art and an intriguing world full of strange, morally grey characters and choices. If you're into story-rich RPGs with talking foxes, don't let this one slip past you. Escape from Duckov is a single-player top-down looter-shooter where you play as a customizable duck trying to survive in a hostile world run by violent birds. You start lightly equipped but uncover stronger weapons, healing items and stranger enemies as you explore. Combat is fast and brutal, using melee guns, dodge rolls and sprinting to stay alive just long enough to loot a chocolate milk and a duct tape. You'll sneak through guarded camps and towns, loot buildings and shelters and carve a path through a hostile territory. Between outings you upgrade your base, adding medical stations, armories, even a duck gym. You can also craft new items and upgrade your duck through a skill tree. The visuals are soft, low-poly 3D, adorably mismatched with the game's gritty scavenging and sudden violence. The demo promises up to 8 hours of content, and even in the early state, it's already absurdly compelling. Teddy's Disco is a neon-drenched rhythm beat-em-up where everything moves to the beat. Your punches, your dodges, your brutal finishes. You play as Charlie Disco, a once great pop star brought back from the dead to get revenge on the band that betrayed him. Now he's punching his way through synthwave arenas, fueled by vengeance and disco energy. The combat is tight and responsive. Every hit, dodge and finisher lands harder when you're locked into the beat, allowing to build crazy chained combos. It's a full-on rhythm brawler with style, guts and groove. Stylized environments and surreal lightning that pulses with the beat. It's equal parts glam, menace and music video fever dream. The soundtrack spans multiple genres. Original tracks mixed with licensed bangers from across eras. Punk, metal, synthwave and dark synth. Whatever the mood, it hits hard and drives every move. It's arranged served loud, stylish and on the beat, and I'm all in. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the ride, hit like, maybe even subscribe, it really helps out. Got a favorite demo from Steam Next Fest? Drop it in the comments, I'm always hunting for more weird gems. Cheers and have a good one!